In today's market panel, Scott Martin from Kingsview Asset Management and Gary B. Smith from the Cadena Group. They are both Fox News contributors. Gary B., I'll start with you. Is this about the weather in North Korea, or is it about Congress and a group of people that continue to be stymied and befuddled by the problems they themselves have created?
Well, I'll tell you what, Melissa, living in the potential path of the hurricane here in South Florida, I tend to think it's a little bit more about the hurricane, but maybe I'm a little bit more sensitive to that than most. I don't think it's about tax reform at all. I think today's, from the opening until the close, was all about North Korea. In all honesty, I think most investors out there, certainly myself as a trader, don't think any tax reform is going to get done, period. And we bake that into our equation. So I think today was about North Korea, that we have an untested president, so we have that variable going on, and a little bit about the hurricane. But again, maybe I'm more sensitive to that than most.
Scott Martin, your thoughts?
Well, to Gary's point, there is about 20 million plus people that are going to be affected in Florida potentially with Irma, so that's a big deal. But I agree with Gary in one sense. It is about NOCO. It is North Korea, but Melissa, it's about North Korea with how it relates to what doesn't get done in Congress, what doesn't get done on the president's agenda with the North Korean distraction. Because if you look at the S&P and other indexes this summer, they've basically flatlined since the concerns about tax reform being delayed, the concerns about regulatory reform not coming to the table. Those things are starting to really take hold on this market, and that's why you're not seeing big gains anymore.
Yeah. I mean, Gary, you say that you think it's baked into the market that nobody believed tax reform was going to get done. I mean, I don't know about that. I would like to think that's true, that we wouldn't see more downside. But, I mean, they've been pretty good at reassuring people on Wall Street and elsewhere that Steve Mnuchin had his people going, that they were going to get it done, that they I think if there are a lot of people that are expecting it to get done. You don't think we'd see a big leg down if it doesn't happen?
I don't. Look, I agree with you that the administration has been as reassuring as they can. But look, I'm just looking at it objectively. Once health care was completely botched, my thinking on tax reform getting done was out the window. It was like, well, my gosh, they can't even get health care done.
They are idiots.
This should have been a slam dunk. Tax reform? That's way too complicated to get done. And so I started baking that into my equations. And I think objective investors out there, traders, hedge fund managers are thinking the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, the Washington. Ugh. All right, guys. Thank you.
You know the
David?
thing, though?
Yeah.
Trump never really believed in the health care program, the package that was presented. I think he believes in tax reform like he didn't believe in health care reform.
I hope you're right.